Yeah.
So, how do you prepare to play a god?
That's your leading question? Wow, you just dive right in. Well, it's interesting. And I think an approach to playing a god, you're not really thinking of playing a god. You're wanting to understand what the rules are that govern the universe that god is within. And you want to know what sort of powers and capabilities the god has and what that god wants. Beyond that, you're really just playing a person and you're playing the relationships. And I think that's really one of the strong attributes, particularly in our show, but especially in season 2. We're really going to see a much more story-driven, character-driven interaction. We're going to see a lot of the other characters continue to blossom and grow in continuation from season 1. And as I've said, most of the god storylines will actually intersect with Mr. Ibis at the funeral home. So it'll be amazing. It'll be amazing to see.
How do you feel your heart would weigh against a feather?
People say you have to watch
You and your questions, huh? These are great questions. How would my heart weigh against the feather? You know, I have to say, I don't think it would weigh well. I think there's some work that I could do on being. I'm just being honest. I'm being honest. It could be like, I'd be amazing, you know, like, but no, I'm really. I think I need to work on. I need to work on and could work on generosity and forgiving. You know, forgiving people. Yeah.
So, the whole show is about gods and like the old gods versus the new gods, and more importantly, it's stories. Like, what were like your favorite stories growing up? Did you have like a boogeyman? I didn't realize how many African Americans grew up knowing about Anansi.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh wow, this is so cool, and then I just heard like, oh yeah, all my friends knew all about it. Like, did you grow up with any like folk tales? What was your favorite?
Yeah, it's a great question. Yeah, Anansi is a popular one among those of African descent as well as Caribbean, and my family being of Jamaican descent. Anansi was something that I was very closely acquainted to, and you know, I'd say that's probably the main one, certainly as it's represented in our show, that I remember when I was growing up. Yeah.
And then who's your favorite god other than yourself? On the show.
Favorite god. Now it's tough. Do you mean in terms of their power and capability, or do you mean in terms of like performance execution?
Oh, well, I mean that's really playing favorites. I'm not going to put you there.
Okay, I was just making sure.
I already gave you some tough questions.
Yeah. So you mean in terms of power and capability?
Oh my God! You're my favorite person.
Yeah, I think my favorite god would probably be Mad Sweeney. Mad Sweeney.
You're a big luck guy?
I just like his swagger. I like his passion. You know? Yeah. Thank you.